Demolition, and there's that right hand. They're duking it out, not by the right hand. Takayama.
Green trunks for the southpaw, the notorious Conor McGregor. Black trunks for the champion, Jose Aldo Jr. Conor relaxed, smiling. Oh!
Nate Diaz, you just shook up the world. How's that feel? Hey, I'm not surprised.
What is up, Combat Crew? Thank you for joining us for this week's episode. I hope your week is off to a fantastic start, and I hope you're ready to talk Chingasos because I got a bunch of them to talk about. UFC Noche results, UFC fight announcements, a Jon Jones sighting, and all kinds of other stuff, man. So in the meantime, buckle up. Let's get ready to talk Chingasos here. Here we go. All right, first story up. I told y'all there's a Jon Jones sighting, and here we are. UFC 309 going down Madison Square Garden the day before Cousin Ant's birthday. Happy birthday, cuz, just for you.
God
Yep.
damn.
Main event is going to be Jon Jones taking on Stipe Miocic for the UFC Heavyweight Championship. Wouldn't it be the craziest thing if Stipe pulls off the biggest upset ever and just poo-poos on all of the UFC's plans here? That would be insane. That would definitely put a wrinkle into Jon Jones's GOAT plans. But check out that co-main event. That's right. The one, the only. Mikey Chandler has decided to not wait for his boy Conor and instead is going to fight Charles Oliveira for the second time. And that's going to be a 5-round banger if they need that much. Check out what else is on this card. Bo Nickel, Paul Craig. Natalia Silva versus Viviana Rouge. Anthony Smith, Dominic Reyes. That's all right. And Chris Weidman, Eric Anders. So I'm pretty sure that's probably going to be Chris Weidman's farewell fight out of the UFC. And it does say that that is a featured prelim bout. So they still haven't announced one more fight on the main card. So we'll see what happens. So in the meantime, though, our boy Conor seems to have been like caught off guard by this whole fight announcement between Michael Chandler taking on Charles Oliveira instead of himself, because this is what he said at BKFC's last.
I got tested today by the drug-free sport agency. I'm the most tested athlete on the roster by more than twice the amount. I believe I tested maybe 13 times the amount of seconds it took me to finish Jose Aldo, 13 times. And, you know, I'm actually, funny enough, Jose Aldo is number 2 in the testing. I think he's been tested 6 times. So I've been tested more than twice all these other athletes, yet I struggle to get a date. So, you know, I've talked to Sheikh Turkey and said, Sheikh Turkey, can you assist me here? You know, as far as Chandler rematching Oliveira, I'm happy with the date. It's November. Maybe we can still do it after, if they're not going to line me out till maybe December, January, February, or one of these dates. You know, maybe we can still do it. I'm just a bit, you know.
So he seems to be a bit caught off guard there, and he's calling on the big boys, calling on Sheikh Turkey ala Sheikh to help him get something because he feels he's fallen out of favor with the UFC, and hey, he's just begging for a fight. I don't know if there's a minimum I know there's supposed to be a minimum amount of time that they're supposed to be in the testing pool. It used to be 6 months. I don't know if that's changed since they did away with USADA, but maybe Conor just hasn't been in the testing pool long enough. Could that be a reason why they haven't given him a fight? I don't know. Could it be because they're saving his fight and selling that, using that as a selling point to pick up a new contract with the new streaming service? I don't know. We'll all find out very, very, very soon. All right. In the meantime, though, you guys know that I'm always scouring the web for cool shit to watch, cool shit to listen to, and another cool podcast to check out every once in a while. Not cooler than this one, but I'm talking about the Jaxxxon podcast with Quentin Jackson and I don't know, I forget this guy's name, Bear something. But on this last week's episode, they had Mike Goldberg, and he was dropping some UFC old school gems. So if you're an old school MMA junkie out there, you like behind the scenes stories of the UFC and behind the scenes stories of fighters involving events and things like that, go check this episode out. I haven't heard the whole thing yet, but it's kicking off really, really nicely. So stay tuned. I'll have more details later. Speaking of kicking off or getting your ass kicked, Colby Covington was at some country bar somewhere, and the bar itself posted that Colby was in the house and he was getting ready for his fight coming up in November. So Colby hasn't said anything about this. The UFC hasn't said anything about this, but this bar has. So we're now all aware of what's going on or what could be going on here. So let's take a look at the welterweight rankings here. Let's look and see who could be available for a November dance with Colby. Yeah. So starting at the bottom at number 10, Jeff Neal's available as far as I know. I don't think he's injured. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, I believe, is supposed to have a fight with somebody. I cannot remember at the moment, but I believe he might be booked. Gilbert Burns just fought. Ian Machado Gary doesn't have a fight. Sean Brady just fought. Colby, obviously. And then JDM. I don't know if JDM is available because he was injured. And then above JDM, Shavkat, who wants to fight Leon, asking for a fight with Leon. And then Kamaru, who's also asking for a fight with Leon. So it could be one of those two guys as well. What would make sense here, though? I don't know who would agree to fight Colby, or who would Colby want to fight, because he just wants to pick his fights. So I would imagine it's probably not going to be JDM. Could be Ian. Could it be Ian? That would be a really fun fight. I don't know if Ian's been in training camp. November's right around the corner. He hasn't said anything. He always has a hard time keeping his mouth shut. I would have imagined we would have heard something by now. But maybe this is just all fake anyways. Fake news, because it is Colby Covington. So let's get to some real news. Song Yadong tweeted this out earlier in the week, and he's trying to get a fight with our man, Henry Cejudo. Check this out. This is what the songster had to say on Twitter. You've been ducking me since July. I know you told them you had injury. You want to go back to featherweight. Now you asking for at SUGA MMA. Give fans what they want. See me in Macau. So Song Yadong wants to run it with Henry in Macau in December. Put that on the back burner. Maybe we'll get that later. All right. What we should get, though, and what I'm hoping to get is, check this out. This just makes too much sense. I think Dan Hooker was on a podcast or he did an interview, or he had a list of fighters he wanted to fight. And on the top of that list was Justin Gaethje. Now, going way back to June 2020, check this out. Dan Hooker tweeted out to our boy Justin and said, put your money where your mouth is. When I KO Poirier, we fight in August for your plastic title. It's referring to the BMF at that time. So he didn't KO Poirier. He got the shit kicked out of him, but it was a fun fight. Fast forward to 2024. Dan Hooker's been getting his ass kicked, but he's been winning a handful of them, and he's setting himself up for a future big payday, and this would be fun. This would be a fun fight, but hold your horses, because the Diamond has entered the chat. Dustin Poirier also tweeted out, hey, I'm down, Diamond. I'm down. So Dustin Poirier throwing his name in the hat, throwing his name in the mix, and he is down for a second fight, with Justin Gaethje. So stay tuned, see what we get, man. I think I'd rather see the Dan Hooker fight, because that's probably a more winnable fight for Justin. He needs one right now. He needs to get his confidence back. And then we could do the Dustin Poirier and Justin fight after that. All right, y'all. Last night, UFC 306. This is what you guys have been waiting for. UFC Noche results. I'm only going to go over the bangers, not going to go over everything. It was a heck of a show. They had their nice little videos before each and every fight. Once they got to the main card, it really picked up. Before that, in the early prelims I was like, what the heck? Where are the Easter eggs at? And by the way, I didn't find any. I don't know where they were at. You probably needed to be in the house. If you found one, let us know what they were. Say something in the comments down below. Let us know during what fight we can start looking for those, because I didn't see shit. But once the fight started, And those 6 chapters were started to show up on that screen. Remember, it was supposed to be the fighting history of Mexico or something like that. So I got a couple of clips from that I'm going to share with you guys in just a bit. But before the show started, Dana, our Uncle Dana, tweeted out, check this out. There will also be Easter eggs in each one of these films. If somebody can find all of them, we'll give you $25,000. So I haven't heard if anyone was able to find those all, but I'm sure we'll find out this upcoming week. All right, check this out. This was chapter 1.
This is for Mexico for all time, chapter 1, in the beginning.
Imagine what it must have been like to be in the house for this. This is very actually like the end of the fight right before it.
From the beginning of time, our world has been shaped by fighting. Hand-to-hand combat is the genesis of sport.
I won't play the whole thing because UFC is gonna block it all, and you know that already. But go check him out. This one's the chapter 1 in the beginning. I'll post the link in the description for you guys. But I have one more. Check out this sick ass transition in between fights. I won't play the audio. Maybe we can get away with showing the video. But check this out, man. Everyone was super impressed. I mean, that background just looked like it just went in deep. But look at this, man. It's like the screen was coming out at everybody. This was very like Aztec Wakanda style here, man. Bro, look at this.
And better, pay-per-view top of the hour now.
Everybody had their phones out. Everybody was recording. People were just in awe of it. It was just a sick ass night, man. It was a really good show, man. So I'm glad everything seemed to have turned out well for most, not for all, including our boy Edgar Chairez. Did not go so well for him. He ended up losing a unanimous decision to Joshua Van. Boy, Edgar came out guns blazing in round 1, dropping major body shots, peppering Joshua Van's leg with leg kicks. And after round 1, those leg kicks just kind of seemed to disappear because Joshua Van came out in round 2 and started dropping bombs and was hurting Edgar. If you did not watch that fight, go check out round 2. They were both putting it out there. Joshua Van ends up getting the unanimous decision victory. Before that, Raul Rosas was fighting Quiling Aori, the Mongolian monster beast. I forgot what his name was. Raul Rosas ends up getting the 3-round unanimous decision win. He looked very impressive. Either that or his opponent just had no takedown defense, no ground defense, nothing. No answers for the kid Chiwiwis, bro. Chiwiwis! Yeah, that's right. Also in the house, don't forget Kendrick Lamar. Just kidding. That was not Kendrick Lamar. That's Terrence Crawford sitting with Turkish Alashik. I don't know who put that up there, but that was fun. And I'm glad John Anik caught that right away. All right, let's get into the prelim banger here. This was one hell of a fight here. Manuel Torres taking on Nacho Ignacio Bahamondes. So check this out. This was round 1. And you know what? These guys were both slanging and banging, man. But Bahamondes was definitely landing the bigger shots here. With a little over a minute left, Manuel has Bahamondes up against the cage, but he separates. And that was the beginning of the end for him because he gave Bahamondes that space. He throws that left kick, and then boom, look at that. Look at that freak watch. He catches Manny ducking in. Boom, right hand, clean. And I don't think they showed the other angle, but you could totally see that when Manny caught that right hand, it was game over. So Bahamondes, round 1 finish, right hand right across the face, and he just ends it with some GMP. 57 seconds left in the fight. Way to go, Nacho. Way to go, bro. All right, on the main card, Daniel Zaluber taking on Esteban Ribovics. I'm going to tell you right now, if this wasn't fight of the night, it was one of, we had so many great scraps, but this one set the pace and the tone for the fight that was going to be coming up just around the corner. Daniel Zellhuber, Stepan Ribovics. There were so many times this fight could have gotten stopped, and Jason Herzog did a hell of a job by not interfering and just letting the boys do their thing. But check this out. This is round 3, and this is just a sample of what you need to go back and check out. Look at this. Zellhuber was on roller skates. Ribovics was teeing him off, practically emptied the gas tank, threw everything he had in the cupboard at him, and Zellhuber was still there. I could not believe that kid was still there. Danny has a chin on him like no other. I hope that didn't take any fights off of his career, but he did come back. I mean, right now he's not throwing anything, but he did come back a little bit later and did land a couple of shots of his own. Not anything like Ribovics was doing, but damn, this was an ass whooping and a half, man. Look at those body shots. And he did not go down, dude. He might have been on autopilot. But, dude, insane pace. Look at these guys are still going. I cannot believe that Danny's still on his feet. Look at eating shots, body shots, head shots, head. Let me lean up against this cage because I am getting rocked. And look at Jason over there just watching. I mean, he is getting hurt, but he doesn't seem like he's going in and out or the shots are waking him up. He's definitely awake. He's just not able to do anything to stop him except that. I mean, damn. So, again, they ended up going all 3 rounds. Ribovics gets the unanimous decision win, and it let us know what was about to go down because the next fight was even crazier. Actually, not really. It was a one-sided ass whoop. Talk about Diego Lopez taking on Brian Ortega. And in round 1, Diego set the pace for what was going to go down. Let's check out this clip. This is round 1. Check out this nice 2-piece that Diego Lopez lands on Brian Ortega to start the first round off. And this put Brian on his butt. Check this out. 1, 2. And I wonder if that second shot woke up Brian on the way down because he looked like he was about to go down. Look at this. Boop. Shut off. And then he wakes up. That was crazy. Round 1 was such a high pace by Diego. There was such a high pace by Diego in round 1. He was definitely going for the kill. But Brian has got that dog in him. You know he's not going to go out without a fight. So after that, it did seem like Diego kind of emptied the gas tank. Took him a little while to come back, but he beat the dog shit out of Brian for 3 straight rounds. So now that Diego has done that, what is next for the dude? As soon as he got the W, he went over to Dana. He was begging for the next title shot. You guys already know that's Max Holloway taking on Ilia Topuria next month, October 26th. So should he get the winner of that fight? Or should he get the winner of Masvidal and Aljo going down at the beginning of October? I think either one of these will be an awesome fight. I don't know if they can sneak this in before the end of the year. Probably going to have to push it to the end of next year. But I've also heard our boy Alexander Volkanovski and Diego Lopez say that, hey, if they don't get a title shot at the end of the year, they would both be down to throw down against each other. I don't know if that's such a good thing for Volk. Volk, you are crazy, bro. I would say take an easier fight or maybe even move up to 155. Co-main event, Alexa Grasso taking on Valentina Shevchenko, part 3. Part 3, and I hope that we don't see a part 4, man. There's got to be somebody else. I know we got some ladies contending in a couple of weeks. We may have a number 1 contender there. Actually, there's a handful of ladies. Four fighters, 2 fights, obviously. But from that group, I would expect that there's going to be a number 1 contender. Possibly even 2, depending on their performances. But back to this fight. It was just a 5-round butt whooping, man. I honestly didn't see very much fight from Alexa Grasso. I don't know if she was injured. I don't know if Bullet just took the fight out of her or she had the perfect game plan, which she did. It just seemed like every time she wanted a takedown, she got it. Every time she needed a punch or a kick, she got it. Every time she wanted to advance her position, she was able to. I mean, I didn't see Alexa getting almost KO'd. I didn't see her getting almost finished on the ground, but I just didn't see a lot of fight in her. So there you see on the screen, significant strikes, 44 by Bullet, 18 by Alexa, and control time. Check that out. 14 minutes, 49 seconds. Nearly 3 rounds of the 5 rounds, Bullet was on top. So, yeah. So Bullet ends up getting the belt. Who's next? Looks like we're going to have to wait and see. And like I said, I just really don't think we need a part 4 for this at all. All right. Main event. It was the main event. The bantamweight strap on the line. SUGA Sean O'Malley taking on the Merab Dvalishvili. SUGA was the favorite in the fight. Merab was a slight underdog, but that didn't matter to Merab because Merab took the fight to Sean. It was a crazy show, man. He basically used the Bilal Muhammad plan against Leon Edwards on Sean O'Malley. You know, like watching last night's fight really made me think, like, was Aljo injured going into that fight? Because Merab just made it look so damn easy. I know that Merab used a different game plan. He wasn't reaching. He set up some strikes a little bit. He closed that gap and got as close as he could to Sean and was just getting takedowns at will. The internet right now is going crazy because people are pissed off at Merab did. But I'm like, bro, what did Sean do? There was no fight in Sean. I mean, there was even less fight in Sean than there was in Alexa Grasso. Check out, I got on the screen right now. If you're listening, head over to our YouTube page, shameless plug, at Chingasos Crew. But Tim Welch in round 5, like actually Tim Welch in every round gave like no advice. He was just like, hey, calm down, take a deep breath. You're doing all right. But he gave no instruction. He was just like being a cheerleader, kind of like. And in round 5, he was like, it's almost done. We're almost took it. He literally said, we're almost done with this. You're almost done getting your ass kicked. Just 5 more minutes. And then he told them, look for the knee right up the middle. Okay. Credit to Sean, though. He did. I'll talk about it in a little bit. But check this out, man. Some things that we have not ever seen or haven't seen in a very long time. Some very stern warnings from the ref. There was a lot of warnings given out last night. But in the main event, the fight was actually stopped 2 different times. The first time, 15 seconds into the fight, Merab gets yelled at by Herb Dean because Merab is looking at Sean O'Malley's coach, Tim Welch, and having a conversation with him, yelling at him so much so that Herb tells Merab to stop and actually stops the fight. And then he goes over to Tim Welch and tells Tim to stop talking to Merab and coach his fighter. Otherwise, he's going to be thrown out. As you guys remember, there was a little controversy in Sean's last fight. People were saying that Tim Welch was trying to get into Aljo's ear and may have fake coached him into that shot. Aljo's already said he didn't hear it, so that had nothing to do with the result of the fight. Merab thinks it did, so Merab didn't want to have anything to do with that. So Merab, right off the bat, was not playing that game. Merab apologized. After that, kudos to Merab and Tim Welch. It seemed to subside. They were not talking shit to each other. But in round 2, another warning was given. Round 2, Merab is in Sean's guard. Merab's trying to throw Sean's trying to throw a triangle up, and he's having a hard time breaking Merab's posture. And he reaches into Merab's glove and use that to pull Merab down, which is a big no-no. You guys know you're not supposed to do that. And he did that, I believe, against Petr Yan as well. So in this fight, he was not able to grab the fence. I didn't see Sean grabbing the fence, which he did a lot against Petr Yan. Didn't factor into the fight with Aljo, but he didn't need it here because Merab did whatever the hell he wanted. People were pissed off saying that Merab didn't do anything. We're just laying on him. But check out the strike totals, man. Check out those strike totals. Round 1, 11 strikes to 18, Dvalishvili. Round 2, 6 strikes to 49 strikes, Merab. Round 3, 12-18, advantage Merab. Round 4, 6-61, advantage Merab. I don't have the round 5 strikes, but it went pretty much the same. So yeah, maybe they weren't power shots. They were just pitter patter, but it was just a culmination of points, just racking up them points. And then in round 2, check this out. Merab's working for a guillotine, and tell me this kid ain't having fun or trying to hook up. I don't know. This is kind of weird. Towards the end of round 2, Merab starts kissing the back of Sean's neck. There's still 3 seconds left in the fight, and Sean gets up and throws a couple of strikes. Nothing too powerful there, but Merab does get another warning from Herb Dean. Hey, the fight's still going on, and Sean lands a couple shots to the back of Merab's head there. So not enough to do anything. Merab gets a unanimous decision win. I don't have the judges' scorecards, but one of the judges had it 48-47. I don't know where that person had their head at, probably up their ass, but nothing was going to stop Merab from being champ last night, Mo. So congratulations, Merab. I'm a big fan, bro. Have been for a while. Got that autograph, bro. You know, and if that wasn't for all the short people, I'm going to say it was anyways, bro. So shout out Merab Dvalishvili and new featherweight champion. Looks like he's going to be taking on Khabib's little cousin there, Umar Nurmagomedov, next. So what's next for Sean? I don't know. Everyone's chomping at the bit. Everybody wants a piece of Sean, including Henry Cejudo. So Henry's going to have some options. Henry versus Sean, that would be cool, because I don't know if you guys heard this. I'll get a clip for next week's show. But SUGA went on Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo's podcast, and I don't know what he did, but completely dissed Henry and walked off. And so they got a little bit of beef. They got some beef. There was some shit talking. And right now it's like Sean 2, Henry 0. So Henry, you got to get them points back, bro. All right, gente. That's all I got for us. Like I said, short and sweet and to the point, man. I'm going to have some clips. Head over to us. Check out our socials. We're on X, YouTube, Twitter, Insta, Threads, at Chingasos Crew. Have a kick-ass week, y'all. Until next week, Chingasos Crew out. Peace.
Demolition, and there's that right hand. They're cooking it out. Mount Barber right hand. Takayama.
Green trunks for the southpaw, the notorious Conor McGregor. Black trunks for the champion, Jose Aldo Jr. Conor relaxed, smiling. Oh!
Nate Diaz, he just shook up the world. How's that feel?
I'm not surprised.